the WrestleMania Minutes on Down the Aisle Wrestling Podcast with Robbie Mack and Kevin Laramie. Here's Kevin Laramie. WrestleMania 2000, and you know what, Rob? I think I missed a couple between 15 and 2000.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't find them on the network. I can't find them online. I couldn't find them in my video store. What happened to them all?
WrestleMania 1528 was the shit.
Oh man, I've so wanted to find WrestleMania 989. I've heard great things.
Oh well, it'll be in the ether anyways. Everything was 2000 in 2000, so as WrestleMania.
And it's not just this, Kevin. You said everything, but like, I remember when, or maybe I'm thinking of something else, but it's kind of like when Nintendo 64 first came out and they branded everything 64, like Mario Kart 64, Mega Man 64.
Wave Race.
It was kind of along the same lines of that, and it was just fucking annoying.
I remember to this day, my parents have a keychain that's 2000 on it, and it's the Shed's key. It's just 2000. I'm like, every time I'm over, like, oh, jeez, humanity was so stupid back then.
Well, I guess it was a big. Do you think they did all this when, like, it was 1900? How excited?
No.
WrestleMania 1900.
I missed that one too.
Yeah. Well, there's a ton we got to catch up on. So.
Yeah. So WrestleMania 2000. To say the post Stone Cold era started, you could say, Rob.
Well, I mean, even though that our pal Stone Cold Steve Austin wasn't prevalent at this show, he'd be back next year, and I wouldn't say it had started quite yet. I think it was a break in action. It was kind of a sign of things to come. I don't know about you, Kevin, but there's only one really match that stands out to me at this WrestleMania, and actually, you know what? I'm going to say two, but yeah, the biggest memory I have of this WrestleMania is we went over to my friend Jason Teasdale's house, and I was in grade 12, I think. And the biggest thing I remember was we were watching in his basement or whatever, and I was in the washroom taking a shit, and I was like yelling back and forth to him about things that I thought that was going to happen, and everyone was sounded funny that I was getting in my 2 cents about it. Was pooping in the washroom. So that sticks with me. And for some reason, shit seems to be a good metaphor for WrestleMania 2000. To me, at least. I don't know what you think. So
yeah, a pay-per-view where you get Rikishi and Kane versus D-Generation X consisted of X-Pac and Road Dogg with Tori of all people. That's not a good co-main event, Rob.
No, it certainly is not.
And you know what? It is still to this day the best year of WWE history, 2000. And
yeah,
that was the WrestleMania they gave people.
Yeah, the year that they did, the year that they made the most business. WCW was still in business at this point.
Yeah, but it's a 3 count and new logo era now.
Yes, that's true. There was also this WrestleMania, Kevin, featured not one singles match.
Yep. That's probably the only time in WrestleMania history, I would say.
And it is funny, I didn't even realize it until, going back and taking a look at it, then it kind of hits you. I'm like, oh my God, this didn't receive any single matches. So the main event, Kevin, was a 4-way elimination match for the WWF Championship with Triple H, The Rock, Mick Foley, and The Big Show.
Or probably more with Linda, Stephanie, Vince, and Shane O'Mac. A McMahon in every corner.
Why did we need a McMahon in every corner, Kevin?
It was the worst. With Trish Stratus as the mistress with the it was so bad.
It was. This is really
the catatonic Linda.
Yes, because just sitting on the. I think we're still a year away from that.
Yeah,
when
true.
she gets up and rises out of the wheelchair, but I mean, you got to think of it like this.
The beginning of that angle, like it's in McMahon's mind now.
To me,
that why it was so bad.
To me, this is the beginning of the Triple H era.
The game,
the
beginning of the game.
And I'm not a fan of Triple H's, but yeah, this is definitely the beginning of his era.
All right, let's just do the tradition, the attendance for this WWE pay-per-view that was in April 2nd, 2000. And it would have really fitted if it would have happened on a Friday this time, because after the show I was thinking, was that an April Fool's?
Yes.
But there should have been. The attendance was 80,034 people, and the venue for the second time in history.
And second time in 6 years too.
Yeah, I guess they ran out of options.
Sorry. No, second time in
less than that, Robin.
4 years. Yeah, 4 years.
4 years too. 12 to 16. Yeah. Well, they thought it was longer because of 2000.
Yeah, see, I'm already messed up for the 2000 thing.
So the Arrowhead Pond Arena in Anaheim, California, now named the Honda Center. And yeah, sponsored by Snickers, The Rock, and The Game on the marquee. But yeah, it was not a one-on-one. It was Foley, who apparently retired like a month earlier. Like, yeah, it's not going to be one of those retirements that I'm not going to come back. And what do you know? A month and a half later.
Lo and behold. Yeah, again, there's two things that are memorable from this WrestleMania. Well, three, like I said, with me taking the poop and getting in my 2 cents. You know what, Kevin? It's funny because whenever if anyone ever says the word WrestleMania 16, I'll have to think like WrestleMania 16. I always have to think about it at first. I'm like, oh yeah, WrestleMania 2000. I forget about it all the time.
I guess that's why they dubbed it 2000, because in the scheme of 1 to 30, it just doesn't. It disappears. You can forget about it quite easily.
Yeah, it's just one of those things that I'm like every other WrestleMania. If you say the number, you'll like, okay, I remember this happened, but you never think of the number 16. It's just funny how that works out.
And I think you'll agree with me. The match of that pay-per-view, the match of the night, a triple threat triangle ladder match.
100%, without a doubt.
Edge and Christian, the Dudley Boys, Bubba Ray and Devon Dudley, and the Hardy Boys, Matt and Jeff Hardy.
Without a doubt. And the only thing that was runner-up for me was the Chris Benoit, Kurt Angle, and Chris Jericho triple threat match for the Intercontinental first fall and European Championship second fall. So there was Kurt Angle had both titles. He was the Eurocontinental champion, as he was called. But yeah, I mean, obviously, that match defined these three tag teams.
And is one of the worst WrestleManias in history, I guess.
One of the worst WrestleManias in history, but with one of the best, most memorable matches in history. Go figure.
And one of the best WrestleMania in history is coming after this one. So gear up for WrestleMania 17 coming up next.